So in another recent video, I talked about the word escalatory and how we have the word escalate in verb form and we've shifted it to adjective form with escalatory. Thought that was just a really cool word. So this morning I'm drinking coffee. I have one of those word nerd moments where I'm like, ooh, I could think of some other words that fit into that pattern. What I love to emphasize once we get to those big multi-syllable words is the fact that we look for patterns, that there's not always rules, right? That we see patterns. So I saw some patterns in these particular words. Escalate, participate, celebrate, and anticipate. All of these having the suffix ate, in this case functioning as a verb forming suffix. Ate can have other functions. We'll talk about those later on. So let's look at what happens when we add ORY to those ATE suffixes to create an adjective. We said already in a different video of our word investigations that the adjective form here was escalatory. When we think about that pronunciation and that pattern, we get precipitatory. I had to think precipitatory. That gets tough, right? Participatory. There we go. Participatory. Using that pattern. See, even I have to do it. Then we get celebratory. And we get anticipatory. So once I've got that pattern and that pronunciation kind of in my head, I can use that pattern to be able to pronounce, to be able to spell, to be able to understand additional words. Escalate, escalatory. Participate, participatory. Celebrate, celebratory. And anticipate, anticipatory. When adding suffixes, there is a shift in stress on particular syllables. We see a difference oftentimes in pronunciation. That's why when we get to these big words, we can't always just say, sound it out. We can't always say, use phonics, right? What we have to be able to do is look at the form and the structure of the word, how those word parts are functioning in those words. So stay tuned for other videos. We're going to explore ATE some more, look at different pronunciations when we add ORY. I hope you've enjoyed this and it helps you out a little bit with some really big, hard to pronounce at times, right? Really big words. Thanks so much, guys.